Welcome to the Theory of Everything. For our superheroes who spend their days fighting bad guys, solving mysteries, making jokes, and saving the world, eating a meal is extremely important to recovery. But have you ever noticed how legendary cartoon figures more often than not have a specific food they're crazy about? This list will make you know the facts behind cartoon characters and what they love to eat. Ready to hit the button that says nostalgia? Here we go! Popeye and spinach. Our favorite one-eyed sailor has shaped and settled the connection between spinach and strength. Sorry to say this, but spinach doesn't make your muscles big. In fact, Popeye's love of the food was due to a misplaced decimal point. Here's the story behind it. In 1970, German chemist Erich von Wolff correctly ascertained the amount of iron in spinach. But while transcribing his notes, he accidentally misplaced a decimal point. Instead of recording that spinach had 3.5 milligrams of iron per 100 grams serving, he wrote that it had 35 milligrams. This is a huge amount. As Samuel Arbesman notes, if that calculation were actually correct, a 100 gram of spinach serving would be like eating a small piece of a paperclip. Nonetheless, Popeye helped increase American consumption of spinach by a third. Homer Simpson's and donuts. Still remember with the cartoon character? Well, yes, Homer Simpson, he the hungriest of them all. Bart Stats loves to eat, but his food trademark is without a doubt his donuts with his catchphrase.
Donuts.
This jargon said at least once in every episode of The Simpsons. In the 10th season's episode of The Simpsons titled They Save Lisa's Brain, Homer's donut maniac goes to the next level with guest star Stephen Hawking, telling Homer that his theory of donut-shaped universe is intriguing. I may have to steal it. Homer's idea isn't too far-fetched, actually. Certain hot and colds, both seen in the cosmic microwave background radiation, have led some scientists to hypothesize that the cosmos might be a three-dimensional torus, or basically a donut. Winnie the Pooh and Honey. If you're fans of this yellow cartoon character, you might know this character's habit. Known for his love of honey, Winnie the Pooh wakes up in the mornings and the first thing he always says is "What's for breakfast?" Similarly, the rest of the day is all about going on adventures with Christopher Robin or Piglet, visiting friends who he thinks have honey, and looking for honey to fill his rumble on his tumble. But why does Pooh have this fascination with honey? It began one summer day when the whole group of friends went to Tigger's vacation house in Onopolis. It was a rainy day, so everyone stayed at home. Winnie the Pooh decided to explore the house and ended up in a dark room. Before realizing what was around him, he slipped and fell right into a pot of honey. Later that day, Tigger found Pooh at the bottom of the pot, having eaten the whole thing. From then on, honey was Pooh's favorite food. Songs about his love of honey, such as Honey in Every Pot and A Good 5-Cent Candy Sticker, actually won a Grammy in 1975 for the Best Album for Children. Great job, Winnie! Garfield and lasagna. Are you guys still remember with Garfield? Garfield is a fictional cat and the protagonist of the comic strip of the same name. Garfield, created by Jim Davis. The comic strip centers on Garfield, portrayed as a lazy, fat, and cynical orange Persian or tabby cat. He is noted for his love of lasagna and sleeping, and his hatred of Mondays, fellow cat Nermal, and exercise. Garfield was born on June 19, 1978, in the kitchen of Mama Leonie's Italian restaurant. As a kitten, Garfield develops a taste for lasagna, which will become his favorite food and described as nature's most perfect food. Because of his appetite, the owner of Mama Leonie's has to choose between giving away Garfield or closing down his restaurant, so Garfield is sold to a pet shop. Garfield is adopted from the store by John Arbuckle on August 19, 1978. In his cartoon appearances, Garfield usually causes mischief in every episode. Whether you are a dog or a cat person, you certainly love the Monday-hating Garfield. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and pizza. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is an American media franchise created by the comic book authors Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. It follows Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and Michelangelo, four anthropomorphic turtle brothers trained in ninjutsu who fight evil in New York City. Supporting characters includes the Turtles' Red Sensei Splinter, their human friends April O'Neil and Casey Jones, and enemies such as Baxter, Stockman, Krang, and their arch-enemy, the Shredder. In most versions, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are created when four baby turtles are exposed to radioactive ooze, transforming them into humanoids. They fight evil in New York City, where they reside in the sewers. Leonardo, the leader, is the most disciplined and skilled turtle. An expert swordsman, he wields two katanas and wears a blue bandana. Raphael, the strongest and the most reckless turtle, wears a red bandana and uses a pair of sai. Donatello uses his intellect to invent gadgets and vehicles. He wears a purple mask and uses a bow staff. Michelangelo is the last disciplined, most fun-loving turtle and is usually portrayed as the most agile. He wears an orange bandana and uses nunchuck. These four Renaissance artist-named superheroes operating from the sewers of New York City are undeniably related to pizza. Indeed, the only thing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles loved more than fighting crime was a hot, fresh pizza. Whenever Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, and Raphael decided to take a rest, it was always for a pizza and always with unorthodox ingredients like clams, peanut butter, and chocolate sprinkles. Even Shredder was aware that pizzas are the turtles' kryptonite, and for this reason, he used it in many of his plans to destroy them, which has been an integral part of the TMNT franchise from inception. The creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird often ate pizza while working on the cartoon. This fact believed as the reason why the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles love pizza so much. That's all from us. The facts behind the cartoon characters and their favorite food. Which one your favorite the most? But do you guys have ever think why so many cartoon characters are yellow? Don't go anywhere. In the next segment, we have information about this. Welcome back to the Theory of Everything. Cartoons are loved by many, and in addition to entertaining aspect, funny cartoon characters also succeeded in making the audience excited. Even starting from a spectacle, someone can collect dolls or items that are identical to their favorite cartoons. Many viewers or cartoon lovers are not aware that many cartoon characters are yellow. If you think about it, there are indeed a lot of yellow cartoon characters, from SpongeBob SquarePants and Winnie the Pooh to Minions. The number of cartoon characters created in yellow is not without reason. There are unique facts behind the many yellow cartoon characters. Yes, isn't it something that was created? There must be a reason and unique fact behind it, right? One of them is the number of yellow cartoon characters. Color theory. It's all about contrast. The first unique fact behind the many yellow cartoon characters is about the contrast. The contrast has a unique role in producing a colorful spectacle in a cartoon. Yellow is one of the primary colors along with the blue and red, but yellow is a different color. In fact, these three colors are extreme examples of contrasting colors. And the farther a given color is from the primary color, the less intense it is. However, the primary colors used on screens or TV of course includes them are red, green, and blue. In this color scheme, yellow and blue are on opposite sides of the spectrum, making each other stand out the most. Since blue is a common color in many backgrounds like the sea, sky, etc., it only makes sense to use yellow for visible, bright characters. When Matt Groening was creating The Simpsons, he wanted the family to stand out, so he decided to make the characters a weird color. An animator came up with The Simpsons yellow and thought that is the answer. Groening also explained, when you're flicking through channels with your remote control and a flash of yellow goes by, you'll know you're watching The Simpsons. And though the family is among the most iconic TV characters in history, they're not the only yellow characters out there. From SpongeBob to Tweety, yellow is the color of some of the most famous cartoon characters. The next most prominent example may be the character who lives in a pineapple under the sea, SpongeBob SquarePants. There's a little more science behind the decision to make some characters yellow, and it has to do with the background and the way color is shown on a TV. The color wheel that TV broadcasts use allows blue and yellow to play off one another in more harmonious way than other color wheels do. Since blue is prevalent as the color of the sky or the color of the sea, yellow serves as a safe bet for coloring characters, knowing that they'll often be placed against decidedly blue backdrops. Color of psychology. The next unique fact behind the many yellow figures is related to psychology. There are many things to consider when creating cartoon characters, from shape to color. As a result, the colors in cartoon characters are not just colors, but there are unique facts and scientific explanation behind them. Traditionally, yellow is associated with happiness and joy. This is evidenced by a study which found that most of the participants, about 72%, stated that yellow was positive, and only 0.5% of respondents had a negative opinion. This characteristic of yellow makes it an excellent choice for a cheerful and easygoing character in a cartoon. That's one interpretation. Anyways, yellow is a very distinct color. In addition to it being associated with happiness, it's also associated with energy and activity. Because of this, it makes perfect sense why artists and producers would want yellow characters. There's always a desired effect in mind when creating any kind of character. Villains are meant to fill the story with tension and emotion. The hero is meant to inspire hope, positivity, and faith. It's understandable that there are certain colors associated with the effects that the characters are meant to have. It's special for kids. Yellow is often used in advertisement for children because yellow also associates this color with positive emotions, which is why one can see it in the logos of Lego, Hot Wheels, Crayola, and others. In marketing, the yellow color is usually used to package fun products. No wonder that yellow was chosen for cartoon characters. In an experiment, children were given a choice between yellow and brown crayons after listening to happy or sad stories. The majority of the happy story group chose yellow crayons, and most children from the second group preferred brown crayons, proving that the association of color with one's mood is important. When viewed, yellow is indeed a very bright color and makes the eyes seem to sparkle at the color. Yellow is a bright color, symbolizing peace and joy. Yellow is the color of light that stimulates the red and green cone cells in the retina of the human eye, but not the blue cone cells. Even someone who likes yellow is passionate about the arts and feel comfortable around people who work in the arts, has self-confidence and is very interested in new things, and they had high optimism that all his projects will succeed. It attracts the attention. The next unique fact behind the many yellow cartoon characters is that they can attract attention. If then yellow is one of the colors that can attract the attention of the audience to watch cartoons. Not only synonymous with many cartoon characters, yellow color also commonly used for various types of alerts that needs to be seen from a distance and attract someone's attention, such as traffic lights, road signs, and so on. Additionally, this is one of the colors nature uses to send a stay away signal. Yellow can be seen on stinging insects, for examples, bees and wasps, venomous snake, coral snakes, rattlesnakes, copperhead etc., and other dangerous animals. However, this still gets the job of making us pay attention done, which is used in many spheres, including cartoons. You can't miss it. Even colorblind folks can see it. As we've already mentioned, primary colors are very distinct. But still, even among this, yellow takes the cake for being the most noticeable, as it's the most visible color in low light and second most visible during the day. With the increase in accessibility across all fields, it's understandable that the use of yellow can increase accessibility for those who can't see color. There are a lot of colorblind people have a hard time with color combinations. For example, green and red, blue and purple, and green and gray are hard to see. It seems that a yellowish shade of orange can be easily seen with those who have difficulty seeing color. This is also why you'll often see yellow or orange characters against a blue background. Now you guys know why many cartoon characters are yellow, right? But stay tuned, because after this, we still have information about another surprising facts behind Disney characters. Don't go anywhere! Welcome back to Theory of Everything. Everyone has one favorite Disney character, at least if they were a kid at some point in their life. There's literally something for everyone, from princesses to pirates, lovable goofballs to misunderstood monsters. But while it's natural to think of these characters as family and assume you know everything there is to know about them, it's possible there's more than meets the eye. Some Disney characters, especially the most iconic ones, have backstories and behind-the-scenes tales unlike anything you could imagine. So, without further ado, let's check these interesting facts behind Disney characters Part 3. Only 2 Disney princesses have supernatural power. If you know all Disney princess characters very well, do you know that there are only 2 Disney princesses who have supernatural power? While Disney princesses movies tend to focus the plot on some sort of magic, the main leading ladies rarely possess magical abilities themselves. The 2 exceptions are Rapunzel. Rapunzel is the protagonist of Disney 2010 animated feature film Tangled. She is the princess of the kingdom Corona, known for her long magical golden hair. The other one is Elsa, the protagonist of Disney's 2013 animated feature film Frozen and the protagonist of its 2019 sequel. Elsa born with the power of ice and snow. But if you're only talking about official Disney princesses, there's only one. Rapunzel it is. However, all of the Disney princesses, though, have the power to grace us with some inspiring words to live by, like all of these Disney princesses quotes.
You'll just have time to wash.
Wash? Wash?
March straight outside and wash, or you'll not get a bite to eat.
Gaston, may I have my book, please?
How can you read this? There's no pictures.
Well, some people use their imagination.
Sometimes our strengths lie beneath the surface. Far beneath, in some cases. But I'm sure there's more to Hey Hey than meets the eye.
Sully has a ton of hair, one of the characters on the animated film Monster Inc. James Patrick Sullivan, better known as Sully, is the protagonist of the 2001 Disney Pixar animated film Monster Inc., also the protagonist of its 2013 sequel. He was a renowned scarer at Monster Inc., where he worked alongside his partner and best friend, Mike Wazowski. The big blue character who becomes the accidental guardian of human child Boo, surprisingly has more than 2.3 million individual hairs. Since each one needed to be animated, it took about 12 hours just to produce a single frame with Sully. Dalmatians have a ton of spots. It's always fun to watch the 101 Dalmatians. It's a 1961 American animated adventure comedy film produced by Walt Disney Productions. It is based on the novel The 101 Dalmatians by Dodie Smith. The film was originally released in theaters on January 25, 1961 and was a box office success, pulling the studio out of the financial slump caused by Sleeping Beauty, a costlier production released 2 years prior. This film became the 8th highest grossing film of the year in the North American box office. Aside from its box office revenue, have you thought about how many spots appear in some characters in the film 101 Dalmatians? The answer is more than 6.4 million spots appear on the dogs in the movie 101 Dalmatians. Each puppy has 32 spots. Their mother Perdita has 68 spots, and their father Pongo has 72 spots. The crab from The Little Mermaid is named Sebastian. Do you know this Disney character? Yes, he is Sebastian, friend of Ariel in The Little Mermaid. But do you know if Sebastian's full name is Horatio Thelonious Ignatius Crustaceus Sebastian? That means Sebastian is actually his true name, and Ariel's friend should be referred to as Horatio. Not that anyone can be sure Ariel even knows Sebastian is his last name. One fan pointed out Sebastian's full name is actually announced in the movie upon his first entrance alongside King Triton. That means Sebastian was always Horatio, but no one ever noticed. Elsa from Frozen was written as a feline. Elsa, who it should be noted is 21 years old and thus the only official Disney princess that isn't a teenager, wasn't originally meant to have a happy ending in Frozen. In the first draft, he was an over-the-top villain in the vein of Cruella de Vil, and she was definitely not related to Anna. But when the writers heard an early version of Let It Go song, they had a change of heart and completely revamped Elsa's storyline. After lots of workshopping, brainstorming, and soul-searching, the filmmakers landed on the idea of Elsa as a lonely queen to be. Terrified of powerful magic everyone keeps insisting she repress, and a record-shattering modern classic was born. And then, they make the Snow Queen a character that audience would want to root for rather than boo at. Woody was also almost a villain. Believe it or not, the cowboy doll that was Andy's favorite toys was first designed as a ventriloquist dummy with a mean streak. An early sculpture shared by Pixar shows a very different Woody from the one we all know today. He's got a heavy eyelids, a long nose, and a hinged chin. He looks like he's about to say something really sarcastic and cruel. Director John Lasseter nixed the original character idea, calling him too creepy. When Pixar was drafting the film in 1993 before its release, they considered taking its hero, flawed but lovable cowboy doll Woody, in a different direction. Viewers of the test screening made it clear that these actions by the film's hero just didn't work. Woody and the film itself was transformed for the better. And so was Bing Bong. 2015 film Inside Out has no shortage of moments that will make you cry. One of the most devastating is when Bing Bong, Riley's imaginary friend, allows himself to be forgotten so that Joy can save the day. But while Bing Bong turns out to be a hero through and through, the writers initially planned to have him be a fairly antagonistic character. A deleted scene from the early production of the film shows him rebelling against Riley growing up, fighting to keep her a kid so that he can stay in her life. He antagonized the construction crews who are expanding Riley's mind and encourages Joy to join him. And another fun fact, Inside Out has one of our favorite funny foreign language titles of well-known movies. Lady from The Lady and the Tramp is based on the real dog. That dog was also named Lady, a Springer Spaniel that belonged to a Disney writer named Joe Grant. After seeing sketches of the dog, Walt Disney told Grant to create a storyboard with them, but ended up scrapping the idea. It wasn't until Disney read a story called Happy and the Whistling Dog It's about the dog from the other side of the tracks that he revisited the story with Grant's original sketches. That's the theory of everything for today. If you want another Secret of Everything reveal, please stay tuned for the next episode. Ciao!